I hope it's visible, right? All right, so let's start with our first problem. So our first problem is quite interesting. The problem right here says that Carla has three maps that all show exactly the same region. One map shows forest, one shows the rivers, and one shows houses. And it says that Carla's house is in the forest, touches the bank of the river, and is either house A, B, C, or D. So let's carefully look at the three sort of like images we're given or something. Um, so here the first image is the first image shows the forest region, so where the forest is. So the green part, this is the region with forest, and this is not forest, as you can kind of tell by the um colors. And then this shows your river, and then these areas they don't have river. And then here we're given four houses that from which the Carla's house might be. We have A, B, C, and D. So we gotta carefully now okay, so we gotta check from our conditions that were given that that describe Carla's house. So firstly it says that Carla's house is in the forest. So if we sort of like make like combine, let's name this image one and this image two. And so if we sort of combine image one and two, we'll get something like this. Maybe not exact, but yeah. And so we sort of have this region with forest and this region with forest. And then Carla's house is in the forest. Here we have houses B and C that are not in the forest. So Carla's house can be B or C. So we can just like cross these options out. So now we're left with A and C. So now we're gonna analyze another condition that we're given, which says that Carla's house touches the bank of the river. Now, if we combine let's name this three. If you combine graphs the diagrams 3 and 2, I'm gonna erase that. What we're given here sort of is so this is the river. Excuse me for my poor drawing. But so now Carla's house touches the bank of the river. And since we know Carla's house is either A or D, and here we notice that A touches the bank of the river while D is far, um, we can tell that Carla's house is house A because one is in the forest, as we just saw. House A and D are in the forest, and A touches the bank of the river. So as we can sort of tell that how it's touching the river, and thus since it like follows all the conditions of given in the question that describe Carla's house, Carla's house is house A. And so I think that we sort of now got the idea. I hope so. So that's going to be option number A. Is that clear? Any questions? All right, so moving on to the next question. Now, this is a very tasty question. As you can see, we have some nice burgers here. Let's move this a little downwards. Give me a second, because this is another question. We have a lot of burger questions today. Okay. So, now this question, I'm going to be giving you some time to solve it on your own. And this question says, Masahiro made a hamburger for a customer. So maybe Masahiro worked in a hamburger store. And so he made a hamburger for a customer. But the customer was like really decidable. And so he changed so the customer changed their mind several times while giving their order. Um, so Masahiro built the hamburger in the order shown from left to right, always putting new items on the top. That the X symbol means that the customer changed their mind about the most recently added item, and so Masahiro removed the item on the top. So now let me explain sort of what the question says though. So here we have like the bun, the bread, and then we have the patty, then we have cheese, then we again have the patty. But now we have the cross, which means the last item added, which was the patty, um is gonna be removed. So when we remove that, that's crossed out. Now we have another cross. Now what does that cross mean? Well, that cross essentially means that the item before that, because the patty is now removed, and so now the item on the top is a cheese, and so that's gonna be removed as well. Now we have another thing. I am not sure what that is, but yeah. So probably like tomatoes. So now we have tomato. But then we again have a cross. That means this thing that was put on is gonna be removed. So now we're just left with a bun and a patty after all of this until here. And now, so now I want you to figure out the rest of it. And I'm gonna give you 2 to 3 minutes until like 4:44, 5-ish. And once you're done, just let me know in the chat. I'm right here if anyone has any questions. All right. So now that I've given you some time to solve, and I've gotten a few correct answers in the chat as well. So good job for you. Um, and even if you weren't able to get to the end of the question, that's absolutely fine. It's nice that you tried. So now let's solve this problem together. So what this says is that Masahiro, now he has um now he has put like a bun, and then he has a patty, then he has cheese, then he has a patty, then he has two crosses, which means we're gonna cross this out. We're gonna cross this out. So now we have a bun, patty. I hope you can see. And now he puts on tomatoes, but then he had to remove that because the customer does changes their mind. So now next up we have another patty, tomatoes, lettuce, and the bun. So and since there's no other cross, this is the order that's gonna be. So we have so now the only things that we have, let's just cross this out. Sort of like cross everything out here, what we don't need. So now the order is gonna be bun, patty, patty, tomatoes, lettuce, and finally a top bun. So now let's see which of the options matches our thing that we got from the question. So here we have bun, patty, cheese, but that does not match our order that we have. So we're gonna cross this out. Here we have bun, patty, patty, tomato, lettuce, bun. And that's exactly what we got. Bun, patty, patty, tomato, lettuce, and then the top bun. So this might be right, but we want to check the other options as well. So here we have bun, patty, tomato. So again, that's not our choice that we got, the order. And then lastly, we have bun, patty, cheese, and that still is not what we got in the order. So that's correct. So now our correct answer is option B. Is that clear? Any questions? No? Okay. Now we have another burger question. So here it says that a hamburger is made using the following 6 ingredients. The hamburger is made so the ingredients that we have here are bun, meat, sauce, lettuce, onions, and cheese. The hamburger is made according to the following 3 rules. So now the hamburger that we have to make, it has to follow 3 simple rules. So unlike the previous question, we're given a couple of rules, and we don't have a customer that changes their mind really quickly. But now, so here we have a hamburger is made using the following 6 ingredients. And so the 3 choices, the 3 rules, so as to say, we have here are the sauce should be directly on top of the meat. So if we have meat on top of it, should be the sauce, and the sauce can't be placed anywhere else. And let's start by looking at which of the following option choices matches the first rule. Because if, for example, an answer choice does not follow the first rule, we can eliminate it there and then. And so we have some concise, like less options. So as we go on eliminating, we'll have less answer choices than the previous time. And that way we can get to the answer pretty quickly. And that one strategy that can be used in contest math, especially when you are under a time constraint. And yeah, so here we have meat and then sauce. And here we have meat, sauce, so these both agree. But here we have meat, cheese, and sauce, so that does not follow the rule. So not one of the options. And here we have meat, sauce. So this does follow the rules. So we eliminated one answer choice, and we still are left with answer choices A, B, and Z. Now next up we have rule number 2. Let's look at rule number 2, which is the meat and cheese should be somewhere below the lettuce and onions. So the lettuce and onions should be placed above the meat and cheese. So here we have so in the first option we have lettuce and onions, they're placed above the meat and cheese. So this answer choice does follow rule number 1 and 2. Here we have But the cheese, so here we have onions and lettuce, which are above the meat, but they're under the cheese. So that still does not follow the rule number 2. So we eliminate answer choice B because it does follow rule number 1, but it does not follow rule number 2. Okay, now looking at option number D, we can skip over option number C since we've already eliminated that. Now, for option number D, the onions and lettuce are placed above the meat and cheese. So, the only option choices we have right now are A and D. So now, let's look at rule number 3. The rule number 3 says that the onions should not be in contact with the bun. Now, so that means that the onions should not be the last item placed or like the first item placed after the bun. So here in option number A, as we see, the onions are touching the bun, and since this does follow rule number 1 and 2, but it does not follow rule number 3, we can eliminate option number A. So having a look at this, we can kind of now tell that the correct answer choice is D. However, let's just confirm rule number 3. So here the onions are neither touching the bun, neither are the buns. So yes, this answer choice is the right one. Any questions about that? So our answer is D. Any questions? No? All right. So let's move on to the next question. I would like you all to read this question yourself, as this at first seems like a little tricky question, but once you get started, it's actually a very simple problem. So give this problem a try. And you have like about 3-4 minutes until 4:35. All right, so let's get back to the problem. Um, mm, I see that many of you haven't been able to get the answer to this question. However, so let's try that together, okay? So the question says some fruit, apples and bananas, and some vegetables, which are broccoli and carrots, are placed in 4 plates. So we have 4 plates. The first one has a banana. The second one has an apple, banana, broccoli, and carrot. Third one has broccoli and carrot. And the fourth one has a banana, apple, and carrot. So now, after this, some things are done to the plate. The first thing that's done to all plates is that one banana is added to each plate. So I'm just gonna write banana here, banana here, banana here. I'm not actually gonna draw because my drawing sucks. But the second thing that happens is that each plate with less than 4 items in total is removed. So now the first plate only has 2 items, so we cross that out. Goodbye. This one has 5, so it's still there, the second one. The third one has 3, so we cross that out as well. And the fourth one has 4 items, so that stays in. And the fourth and the fourth thing and the last thing that's done to these plates is that each plate with at least 1 carrot and no other fruit or vegetables is removed. So I don't think there's a plate like that, like with at least one other carrot and no other fruits or vegetables is removed. There's no plate like that because if a plate has carrots, it does have like fruits. Like for example, this one has an apple, banana, and broccoli, and another banana, and the fourth plate also has the same thing. So there's nothing that happens in the fourth thing. So we're done that, we're done that, we're done that, we're done. We've done all the actions. So now they're asking how many plates remain after all the actions are performed. So as you can see, we have eliminated 2 plates and we're left with 2 plates. So our answer is going to be answer number C. This problem, yes, it sort of like seems tricky, especially like longer problems tend to sort of like scare you. That's what happens with me. And however, actually this problem was quite easy. Maybe like try to go systematically one by one following each instruction and not doing everything at once, like taking one thing upon a time. And I think, yeah. Does anyone have any questions? Feel free. No. All right. So we're gonna be ending the session there. I had a really lovely time problem solving with you all today, and this was our last session of this series of workshops. And these 4 weeks have been great. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we will be having more workshops, and you can learn about those on our Instagram, Tangent Thinkers Team, or on our website, tangentthinkers.com, and shoot us an email um, or like fill out the contact form on our website if you have any other questions. And yeah, if you have any suggestions or any other comments, to let us know. Or if you have any other workshops that you would like, or anything that you would like us to do, any events or anything, let us know there. Okay, bye. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.